John Kerry is full of more baloney than a prison sandwich. The White House climate czar, he's embarrassing himself again. He's making these ridiculous claims on Capitol Hill. Watch.
We don't own a private jet. I don't own a private jet. I personally have never owned a private jet. And obviously, it's pretty stupid to talk about coming in a private jet from the State Department up here. It just, honestly, if that's where you want to go there.
Mr. Secretary, do you stand by that testimony that you've never owned or
I personally,
your family? By your family?
Personally, yes. My wife owned a plane, and so the plane.
You flew on that plane?
Not in a number of years, but I have flown on it.
Dude, we all know you fly private. It's not like you're a Spirit Airlines guy. How do I know that? Well, because you say stuff like this.
I believe the time it takes me to get somewhere. I can't sail across the ocean. I have to fly to meet with people and get things done.
I couldn't possibly eat the crab legs without warm French butter. I'm not a peasant. Why does anybody still listen to these windbags? Joining me now to discuss, host of Piers Morgan Uncensored, Piers Morgan. Okay, I don't own a jet, my wife. Okay, my husband, right? He purchased the couch that's in our apartment. Would it be fair for me to say I don't own a couch? I mean, how is this anything but misleading at best, if not lying?
The brass neck of the guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't, honestly, private planes, me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my wife has one. I mean, I've been on that, obviously. It's crazy. And the problem with it is, not only is he a hypocrite because he constantly uses private planes whilst lecturing everybody else that they shouldn't do things like use private planes. In that, he wins the Meghan and Harry Award for double standards on eco issues. But also, if you're trying to bring people with you on this kind of campaign, a lot of people are probably thinking about it seriously and maybe persuadable. To sit there and just brazenly lie when they know that you use private planes is the worst possible way to persuade people of doing anything.
Right, and to call people stupid for suggesting such a thing. What politicians all too often, right? They say one thing, they do another. How do they keep getting away with this?
It is the standard thing that we throw at politicians, is that never practice what they preach. And there you have John Kerry. He seems to have built this extraordinary eco-empire for himself with all these employees, none of whom he really wants to name. Then he pops up all places like China and places, sort of lavishing praise on the Chinese government. He's like, who is this guy? What is he actually doing? Who's paying for it? And how many private planes is he using? Because we know he's lying.
Right.
So how many is he actually using? And how many times has he been on his wife's plane? Is he trying to pretend that his wife uses his plane all the time and he's never on it? Because I don't believe that.
I certainly don't either. And I love that you said, what is he actually doing? Because that's what I've always wanted to know. I know that they go to meetings and they talk about the climate is bad.
Yeah.
But what is he doing?
He stares at us down the barrel of cameras and says, you must watch your carbon footprint.
Right.
And then the next thing is we know that apparently his family either own a stake in a private jet company. His wife, certainly till last year, owned one herself. So he's up to his neck in the exact thing he is lecturing us all not to do. That's not a great starting point for the great eco-warrior.
Yeah, and I think that, if anything, it kind of diminishes the cause, right? Because if these are the faces of this, how are you supposed to take it seriously?
If you have hypocrites running any campaign, the public see right through it, and they are not going to be persuaded. So the ultimate victims of this are anyone who genuinely care about the environment, about climate change, about the planet. If you believe, as most people do, that there is some merit to this argument, then he's one of the worst people you could possibly put in front of it as the front man.
Right, and demonizing others, like, we all breathe air. I breathe air. I like clean air. But I really just, I don't see how he can continue to do this and people don't call him out on it more, because a lot of people are like this.
He was angry. Did you notice?
Yes, he was indignant at the suggestion.
Really prickly. And it was reminding me of the White House press secretary saying how it was incredibly irresponsible of journalists to ask whether the Bidens were responsible for cocaine in the White House. Actually, why don't you just say that they weren't? Deny it. Right?
Yeah.
He likes to attack the media or politicians, whoever it may be, for daring to suggest he uses private planes. But, mate, you use private planes.
Yeah.
Park the anger where you park your jet.
We saw a lot of this in COVID, too. People who are really hard on the restrictions, going out themselves. Gavin Newsom at the French Laundry. We have London Breed, same thing. I don't know what we do here.
We have to find politicians. There are some But you have to find genuine politicians of genuine principle who actually practice what they preach. How refreshing would that be?
It would be amazing. I might actually vote for a Republican or a Democrat for the first time in my life.
Anyone who literally just made public statements and then in their private world actually did what they were telling us to do. That would be a good starting point, wouldn't it?
It would be. The bar is low and we still can't hop over it. All right, thank you, Piers.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.